회의 기록 녹화. Okay. So, we were actually just, oops, I need to, uh, we were actually just talking on the phone, and that's kind of, 그걸 뭐라고 하지? 이렇게 갑자기 자발적으로 하게 된 거?
Yeah,
뭐,
we were just having a spontaneous discussion and it transformed into a podcast somehow.
mhm. Yeah, so
Huh.
we've known each other since I think it was 2023, and you introduced me to like Anastasia, the book, and the community, which I really appreciate. And then we're kind of doing interviews with breatharians together. We're doing a festival here in Korea at the end of May, and I hope you can join too. And then, so I am talking with Frederick in Kenya and like a friend in Russia. So I'm kind of talking to people about where to start a community, how to do it, and the village you are in now. It sounds really interesting. And the founder, you call him Mahilom in English too?
Yes, that's his last name, first name Roberto. And basically what happened was he went to India, I think it was Kolkata or something like this, and he started fasting and then experiencing like I guess supernatural things. I don't know exactly what he experienced, but he had some kind of a profound impact on his life. And he said, okay, I'm gonna go back to Philippines. He's a Filipino, right? Short man. And he said, I'm gonna start the Garden of Eden, right? So I don't want to get into details because it can kind of throw people off, but apparently he worked miracles and elders of the community can confirm. So it's not just a non-cross-examinated story. From multiple angles, they're saying that this guy was able to do supernatural feats. And through these feats, he was able to amass a huge body of people. And they say like he like basically picked people on their frequency, I guess. So a lot of nice people and kind people he brought together from I think all different parts of Philippines, and then started this place called Colonia Divina. It has a kind of contradictory name, colony and divine, right? Because usually the divine is not something that is colonized. So maybe it's kind of like a play on words slash paradox kind of a situation we have here. Because to me, it does feel like this place was destined for something greater. But again, the timing wasn't right. The people weren't ready like this.
He named it, like he named it Colonia Divina.
I believe so. I'm not the village historian. For me, that's why it's good for people to separate me from the story. I'm just a guy who believes in Operation Lighthouse, which means I want everyone to be like a source of light for others and to shine in the darkness like this, right? And to me, that sounds like fruitarian, or now I know breatharian. Before I didn't, but before it was I was thinking fruitarian community slash breatharian community, and then we just slowly, by actions, by surroundings, by frequency, become more conscious like this. And it sounded like he was saying the same thing. It sounded like he was describing what I believed in. And I think once you get to our kind of I don't want to say level, but once you get to our what we've seen, it becomes pretty similar. The end picture, I mean, it becomes very symbiotic with nature, and I mean the creativity isn't lost, but it just seems that way. So again, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that guy, Dr. Mahilom, they called him the Doctor of Divinity. He had no actual PhD or something like this. The
Eugene,
Doctor of
you
Divinity.
got some like lagging, like it happened
Okay.
several times.
Okay.
In network, can you improve it or
Only
like
thing I can do is turn Wi-Fi off on my phone and let's see one more time if it does that again. How
mhm.
about now?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it's sometimes good. But yeah,
If it gets bad again, tell me again, and I will move locations to a faster place. But it'll
okay.
take like 5 minutes maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, again, so I'm a separate guy. I heard about this story. It seemed exactly like what I wanted to do. He's already passed away, but his legacy and prophecy literally said that foreigners from all over the world would come, and I just happened to be one of the first ones, if not the first one. And he was saying like specific things, like after the road into the Colonia Divina is finished, like the road from the main, the not the main city, but the next big city from here, um, that someone would come, and 1 or 2 years after they cemented that road, I came. So it was like exactly what they anticipated. So again, his the founder told the people to not forget about English, because that there will be a time where you'll need to be using possibly an international language. So that's just a few bits and pieces of what the things he said, but it just reaffirms that I'm in a good place. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't, after just a quick point, when I did my 40-day fast, the people here were very supportive. I just want to say that.
Yeah, you so if you move to like a better connection place, you will
Oh, yeah.
be unavailable for 5 minutes, or you can still we can still keep chatting while you're moving.
Probably won't be able to chat while I'm moving, but it's maybe like 2 minutes if I really bust it.
Okay, you keep kind of cutting out, so we better try it
Okay. That's
then.
good. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to take my portable battery and then we'll run over there. Okay, got it. Here, I'll turn my LTE on. I don't know if it's probably gonna still drop because you need to be using Wi-Fi when you're here, but or Starlink. But okay, I'm gonna start heading over. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to my GB's brother's house, older brother's house, one of the grandsons of Mahilom, another
Um,
grandson. Okay.
don't forget your battery, maybe.
Hey, I took
So
my
that,
battery.
mm. I don't hear you, so maybe we would. I mean, I when I upload it, I will cut out this part. But yeah, text me on Telegram if you reach there.
Whew, almost there. Let's see. Oh, we're at one of the brothers' house. What's
Hmm.
up? Oh, Canada. So this is another reason why this community is nice. There's all these there's all these random people. Okay. Jupit, I'm so sorry, but can we turn off the TV? Is it okay? Because I'm doing like a meeting and the internet over there is too slow. So I ran here. Okay. Oh, we gotta go a little bit back here. Yeah, here. So what's up?
Okay. So they're kind of all villagers, or
What's up?
they're all villagers. Is it like a
Yeah,
village
yeah,
actually? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It is like a village, you know. And one of the brothers there, he's like the grandson of Mahilom.
Mm. Like how many households? Is it functioning like a village as in they do some community thing, they make some community decision making, or how's
I
it
mean,
going?
just as much as how every other Filipino place would collaborate. So not like specially more, but within our smaller community, right? Because we're a small community within a bigger community. Yes, we do help each other more, and we're more friendly, and we recognize the common goals more.
Hmm.
And then, so this is what's interesting, right? Because the larger village originally came here, if they knew their roots, they came here because of Mahilom, but they've forgotten their roots. So now we have less things in common, but they're still kind of one of us. So they're
Hmm.
like the people that have been lost, perhaps being waiting to be refound. Some of them not found, you know, but that's kind of how it is.
Hmm.
But it's in their blood, like them being brought here for a greater purpose is in their blood still, like this.
Yeah, I think Eugene, so we kind of um the way we want to do this talk, like let me ask you first, like your path on including the 40 days water fast, and we start from you, and then we can build from there about
Okay.
the possibility of building a community there. So yeah, feel free to share um your path, and yeah, however you want it.
I mean, I wouldn't put very much like specialness or emphasis on me because the path is just a recognizing of the things that don't really work well, you know, like society around us, they tell us how to do things in a certain way, and maybe some of it you can take as true, but most of it is truly false. So it's just a matter of, you know, I mean, like the details are very trivial, right? Like I grew up in South Korea, Christian household, even though they also are definitely not faithful to their own idea of Christianity. And then just I started looking at like conspiracy theories. Then I find like diet, like alkaline diet. Then you just go slowly back and find out that nature is doing everything right. And so, how do we incorporate what is more natural into our life? So that's kind of a highway, a quick summary of how I got here.
Mm.
Did you want a longer description? I can provide it, but it may be boring for some people.
No, yeah, go ahead. Like just maybe explain what natural hygiene is.
Okay,
And
so that's kind of what I ended up before Dongyu over here started talking about breatharianism. So when he was starting to talk about breatharianism, I'll preface it with this. I thought he was like falling into some scam, some cult. And then I watched a few videos and I was like, okay, wait a minute. These guys don't sound like they're lying. You know, like I kind of know when people are lying, all right? We can feel it. But these
mhm.
people, it doesn't seem like that. So before I knew about breatharianism, I thought that I still kind of think that before breatharianism, the pinnacle knowledge is natural hygiene, which is saying everything in its rightful place. So when it comes to food, it's species specific. So we're not eating cooked stuff, we're eating raw, and we're eating things in a balance, right? We're not like discriminating against no leaves and no nuts like this. Everything that's kind of around us, raw and tastes decent by itself, should be eaten in moderate proportions like this. And then everything else that breatharians will agree with like good air, sunlight, you know, so, like actual hygiene, like with your body and stuff, like keeping yourself clean. Although I think breatharians don't even need to do that, right? But so I think before that godlike divine state, the step down version, the step down voltage of that, right? What that looks like is a person who's living by the tenets of natural hygiene. So he's not putting cooked food inside of him. He's not eating things that are not right uh, for a human organism, you know, like for someone that looks like we're in like a gorilla's body or similar to a gorilla and has like those orangutan type features. So it's kind of like a study of anatomy mixed in with just the study of what is right and true. And maybe I can give you an example. Like a common question is, how much nuts should you eat, right? Well, if you were to gather those nuts in nature, when would you feel tired? You see, because right now we get the nuts where it's all packaged. It's so easy, right? So you can overdo them quickly. But if you were in nature and you were gathering your own walnuts, for instance, the gathering process, the breaking is not like fruit. You don't eat it there right away, right? The breaking process, the all of this, that would dissuade you from eating so much of it. So it's like that. That's like an example of how natural hygiene is kind of like common sense eating.
Yeah, and I think because maybe our brother Jewon, you said he's coming to Philippines, so this information maybe some Koreans might find interesting too. So 지금 얘기한 거 한국어로 뭐 다는 아니라더라도 한번 하고 이렇게 진행합시다.
그러면 질문을 좀 자세히는 아니어도 좀 다시 물어봐봐. 어디서?
그래서 이제 왜 여기부터 합시다. 너가 간단하게 아까 너가 뭐 크리스천 얘기도 하고 어떻게 이게 시작됐는지 간단하게 얘기하고 자연위생에 대해서 한번 한국어로 설명해 줄래?
어떻게 시작했다는 게 그 약간 의식의 세상에 어떻게 들어왔나? 이런 느낌이? 그러니까 주변 세상을 보면 답들이 별로 없다. 그러면 뭔가가 부족하다는 느낌이 계속 들은 거죠. 가다 보면서. 그 다음에 뭐 형이랑 얘기하니까 말 놔도 되겠다. 다른 사람들이 좀 더 가깝게 받아들일 수 있게. 그 다음에 음, 잘하다 보면서 그 건강이 뭐냐? 아마 처음에는 음미론, 음모론,
어려운?
음모론을 찾다가 그 다음에는 약간 그런 자연 치유 쪽에 대해서 알다가 그러니까 막 약 없이 뭐 이런 이상한 치유법 뭐 침이든 뭐든 그런 거 다 때려치고 치유 몸 안에서 그 세포 하나하나가 스스로의 힘으로 재생성하는 방법이 뭘까? 그런 질문들을 던지기 시작할 때 이렇게 점점 더 이런 그 알칼리식 뭐 자연 위생식 이런 식으로 들어가게 된 거지.
음.
우리의 그 해부학적인 그런 인체 그 해부학적으로 따지자면 그 우리의 인체는 어떤 음식에 맞냐 뭐 이런 질문 던지기 시작하고
그래서 나랑 같이 뭐 빗살이 호흡식 이런 거 요새 인터뷰하고 하고 너도 이제 영상도 보고 하면서 마음이 열리고 있지만 이제 그 전에 너가 자연위생 에 되게 관심이 많았고 지금도 여전히 뭐 호흡식이랑 또 겹치는 얘기들이 많으니까 자연위생에 대해서 한번 얘기해 줄래? 어.
그러니까 자연위생은 우리 몸에 제일 적합한 음식이 뭘까? 그리고 뭐 음식 세상에서는 그런 거지. 그러니까 생상태, 그러니까 간 같은 거 필요 없이 우리가 맛있게 먹을 수 있는 음식만 먹는다. 그러니까 생고기는 맛이 없으니까 고기는 우리의 음식이 아니다. 아니면 뭐 밥도 이렇게 씹어 먹을 수 없으니까 우리 음식이 아니다. 그러니까 생 상태에서 먹기 쉬운 그러면 과일이 뭐 80% 정도 되겠고 그다음에 10%는 약간 어린 잎 채소 또는 막 상추 이렇게 쉽게 소화할 수 있는 잎들 그다음에 그 견과류나 씨앗 아니면 발화된 곡물 이런 것들이 먹기가 쉽고 어느 정도 맛이
발화된 곡물, like
어,
sprouted
sprouted. Anything sprouted
beans.
also is okay. 그러니까 그 자연위생을 되게 잘하는 사람들은 그런 거를 막 추천하진 않지만 그러니까 먹을 수는 있다. 왜냐하면 콩의 그런 방어막들이 그 떨어졌으니까 약간 이런 느낌. 그래서 호흡식에 가기 그런 신선의 그 레벨을 가기 전에 전 단계가 제일 약간 기본적인 사람과 과학의 좀 이해를 잘 받을 수 있는 게 자연위생식 또는 자연위생학이 아닐까 그런 생각이 들기 시작했지.
Yeah, so back in English, like
어.
among what you said, um, 아까 영어로 얘기할 때 생각난 거 있었는데 한국어로 하니까 또 이게 살짝 헷갈리긴 하네. 근데 um, like even like for example, this guy Vlado, who speaks Russian, he's in Czechia now. He is kind of on the pranic level. He doesn't eat, but he talks about like species specific diet. Uh,
오케이.
and because when you look at the like anatomy anatomy of
Yes,
human, like
yes.
um it's really kind of weird that like to put anything cooked. Um so fruits, um and you mentioned like a little bit of maybe greens and like nuts. It's way easier to digest. But maybe one more um thing to like mention is like Man's Higher Consciousness by Hilton Otema.
Mm. Mm.
He says like 꼬리뼈가 영어로 뭐지? Tailbone?
Tailbone, yeah, yeah.
Just like tailbone is a uh how to say it in English? 흔적 기관, 약간 like a part of the human body that we see.
Leaves a clue.
Yeah, we see that it may have done certain function before, but we don't use it. So
Oh,
just like tailbone, Hilton Hotema says like our digestive system actually has to be like that. Like
I
so
see what you're saying. It had a purpose before, but it no longer serves its purpose now because we've gone beyond this purpose.
I mean he's more like the like digestive system as we call it,
Okay.
the the current one, it's not natural. It's like
It's
이게
like adapted.
그러니까 이게 부어 있고 영어로 뭐라 하지? Like
Inflamed?
확장돼 있고 그
Okay, like overly expanded kind of a thing.
enlarged.
Enlarged, yeah, okay.
So I mean that point is also interesting because even the natural hygiene, like species specific diet, maybe our digestive system might look different if we like, let's say, some generations past, like breatharianism being normal. So
Exactly.
yeah, just being open minded about that one. But
I think
like,
I think also the opposite is true. If we keep eating cooked food and we keep eating meat, our body's going to develop more degenerate processes in the body to adjust
mhm,
because the human body is just so fantastic at surviving that you can be eating so many poisons and it still keeps you alive somehow. So
mhm,
the opposite is true. And like you're saying, in your case, where if we stop eating, yeah, I think a lot of the things in our body will shrink or diminish like this.
mhm, mhm. 어, so, 한국말로도 좀 할까? 그래서,
어,
그 specific diet, 이제 각 종마다, 우리가 소화하기 쉬운 각 종마다 맞는 식단이 있다. 이게 이제 포인트잖아. 그래서, 뭐, 초식 동물은 herbivore, 초식 동물은 뭐 풀을 먹고, 근데 인간의 해부학을 보면, 그 유인원, 뭐, 손이나 이제 그 소화기관을 생각했을 때, 과일 위주 80%라고 너가 말했지. 내추럴 하이진에서는.
뭐 정확히는 모르겠지만 그 정도일 거야.
뭐 어쨌든 과일 위주 뭐 약간의 생채소 뭐 그리고 nuts 견과류는 깨기가 자연에서 힘드니까 많이 먹는 건 자연스럽지 않고 이런 얘기를 너가 했었고 이제 근데 Man's Higher Consciousness 인간의 고등의식 힐튼 호테마란 책에 보면 지금 인간이 보이는 그 지금 우리가 관찰할 수 있는 인간의
뭐지?
모습, 소화기관 이런 게 사실은 너무 많이 먹는 채로 퇴화되었기 때문에 자연스럽지 않을 수 있다.
음,
그래서 마치
그러니까
꼬리표가
그러니까 안 좋은 그 습관들에 적응이 돼가지고 몸 형태도 그렇게 변경이 됐다 이런 말이잖아, 그지?
그래서 그 책에 보면 막 10세 소녀가 막 임신을 하는 내용이 나온단 말이야.
어,
그러니까 이게 10세 소녀가 임신을 하는 게 자연스럽지 않을 텐데 굳이 그거를 그 기관을 활성화시키면 이제 그렇게 될 수 있지만 but like at what cost 이제 그 아이에게 안 좋겠지. 그런 것처럼 우리의 소화기관도 마치 10세 소녀의 그 생식기관이 조용히 있어야 되는 것처럼 소화기관도 조용히 있어야 되는데 우리가 너무 막 bomb 온만 거 집어 넣으니까 막 이상한 형태로 돼 있다. 이런 내용이 있었고, 그래서 이제 지금 인간을 봤을 때, 마치 에이프 유인원처럼 과일 먹는 형태로 보이지만, 만약에 우리가 호흡식 상태로 막 몇 세대 살고 이러면, 그것도 아닌 몸에 대한 이해가 달라질 수도 있을 것이다. 이걸 이제 열어놓자, 뭐 이런 얘기를 영어로 했었고. So back in English, um, so that was your path to natural hygiene. So what I said in the beginning about the many communities and festival. Um, let's go back to Mahilum and
Okay.
your village, but more specifically, like what he said about maybe living in prana or like where he was actually, if you know
So
anything about that.
I know partially, right? You're gonna have to come ask the people here for more bigger details, but he said that there's four steps, I guess, in the spiritual journey. The first is when it comes to food. First is vegetarian. Second is raw. Third is liquiditarian, and fourth is breatharian. So he had a blueprint describing that it is a journey back to godhood, and that's exact. And I edited a video on this that someone else was talking about, but it's called apotheosis or henosis, which means to merge with God, to be one with the divine, right? I guess that means to like give back your ego or something like this, but that it seemed to be that that's what he was trying to say. So he was trying to teach and lead people to become God again, something like this.
한국어로도 한번 얘기해 볼래?
그래서 이 마힐론 박사는 그첫 번째 약간 영적인 그런 길의 첫 번째 단계가 그 음식으로 따지자면 채식, 생식, 액체식, 그다음에 호흡식. 그러니까 음, 마일롬 자체도 그 이런 것에 대해서 알고 있었고, 그리고 다른 선생님이 내가 지금 요즘 편집을 했는데 아파티오스, 히노시스라는 단어가 있는데 신이랑 하나가 된다. 그러니까 연합한다. 이게 그 최고의 그런 목적 또는 그 삶의 이유 이렇게 표현을 둘 다 하는 것 같았어. 마일럼은 그렇게 얘기는 많이 안 했지만 다른 사람들의 이야기를 들어보면 어떻게 사람이 이 삶의 신이 될 수 있는지를 직접 보여주면서 그걸 좀 가르치는 역할이 아니었을까. 그렇게 내가 추정을 할 수 있다.
And are there stories about like his relationship with food? Like, do people say,
With
"Oh,
food.
he lived like without food for years"? What's like
He
testimonials?
did he did things like that, but he also I don't know how the timeline goes, Dongyu, but he was a drinker and a smoker as well. So there was a time in this history of Mahilom where he was drinking, smoking. Uh, he would often take money from like someone would donate money, but it's not like a good person, so he would like give it to like prostitutes or something like this. I'm not sure if I'm remembering the story correctly, but he would like he would do many things that what the Christians would call sin, if you would say it like that. So he wasn't perfect, and his cornerstone message was always do what I teach, do not do what I say, because my body, I think I'm inferring this, but he was saying that my body is on the way to death, but the things that I say to you and that are in my mind will live forever. So he was saying pursue these higher truths. So he did have superpowers, but in some sense perhaps a the average breatharian who's not taking part in anything is on somewhat of a higher level. I'm not sure if you can put it that way. I do want to be completely transparent and honest and say that his daughter said that he's a dirty man. He said so he had seven wives, and I don't think he encouraged that, but he had seven partners. I don't know why. Um, So I do want to put that out there. So again, when I'm talking about Mahilom, I'm 100% saying don't follow anyone. I'm just saying there was a benchmark case where this guy was acting like a superhero. He would be like, I don't want to say this because it's going to turn off people, but he was teleporting. Okay, He could like there a tree wasn't falling because it was hollow in the middle. They had cut it down, but it wasn't falling down. So he spoke. He's pointed his hand up to the tree, and he talks to the spirit and says, "This land is for the land of the people. This land is for the people. So you need to go." And then he like either threw a rock or shot a gun, and the tree fell over. Like there are stories like this. Just absolutely, he could read people's minds. Other people in the village who were like highly into the occult. They had some superpowers. Some people were documented here in people's stories that they have superpowers. But Mahilom, if they acted not humble, would come and take those powers away. So that's a little bit of Mahilom. I don't want to get too much into the stories because it's not really the stories that matter. I think what matters is that we really clear our bodies, we become conscious, and we attempt to do these godlike things. I mean, I don't even know if attempt is the right word. Perhaps it's more of a natural process where we're not even trying. But the point being is that, yeah, have an open mind to it. I don't even know how to say it. Be very conscious of the things that we're doing in our lives that are wrong. If you have to do them, but just bring your awareness into it so you can break the cycle. And perhaps that's what God is a man who can break all cycles. So that's what I see when I see like occult topics or study into Mahila.
Yeah, so like about superpowers, like
Hmm.
maybe that's not the most fundamental thing,
Yeah, 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 definitely not.
um, but also it kind of lets us be open-minded and not
Yeah,
because current like system makes us think from birth like we're kind of this material being and like things like teleporting and these things are not possible and you have to eat and then the mainstream education is very mind-based, logic-based, so you have to think, but kind
I
of
wouldn't even say mind based. I would say more like an imbalanced mind based, right? Because the mind is also very creative too, and it has like a more artistic aspect to it. But I think they're trying to kill that creativity and create a world where they can't imagine a different one, you know?
yeah, when the mind works as kind of our servant, it's a great tool, but
Yes.
if we work as a servant, like ego, that's the birth of ego, and
Yeah.
like we create I, you, and like logic, success, money, competition. So that's why I'm kind of interested in his story,
Ah,
not to kind of fancy about it, but just to it. This story is kind of
Dongyu, I'll quickly you just bring up another great point that I remembered about this story. Because like you're saying, it's like competition, it's like money, it's all this that develops once there's you and me and the idea of separation. His whole village in the beginning was started. Now it's not like that, but before, I mean, with the smaller family, it's like that. But before, it was free labor for each other. So it was like they call it dagyao or bayanihan, which means we all get together, however many people as a village, and we work on one person's land, and in one day we can finish a house, or one day we can finish the garden. So in one day you move as an entire nation almost, right? Like a small nation, and that's how they cultivated this whole area in the beginning. Now people have lost their way. They're selling their land. They're cutting down fruit trees. So now we have to focus on the core people now that haven't lost its purpose. But I just wanted to tell you that before it was much less about ego and it was more about us, and the real version of us, not this fake version of America versus Iran and black versus not this kind of us, but humanity, right? And consciousness and a journey to uplift man's soul. It was together. So money wasn't required, right? So he didn't want any transactions to happen in this place. He said that renting might happen, but he didn't want markets because he didn't want people getting in the habit of like buying and selling goods. He wanted people to share. So, yeah.
that's an interesting point. If you learned or if anyone shared it to you, like you just mentioned that kind of early state before like money where people just spontaneously help each other. Um, but do you know like what was his relationship with maybe mainstream um society? Because there was money, there was the Philippines government.
It
It,
seems like, brother, when he went into society, he wasn't very responsible. Like he's a jokester. Like it seems like he was a little bit of a rascal. So, like for instance, like I don't know. I think he like go to restaurants and eat food from restaurants and not pay the bill or not bring bill onto bus fare. And sometimes it would appear and sometimes not. Like one restaurant guy, he went to a restaurant and he bought there was like a bunch of food he was eating with his, I think, I don't know, people. And then Jupit, maybe you can share me some of the story. Mahilom go and eat in the town and he don't pay, right? Yeah. And then the guy come back, right? And follow, like come to like kill him, no? Can you share a little bit of the story?
Nah, it's like what happened to you and ano, tita.
Which tita?
When he angry about the
The coconut?
coconut you then her husband is very
Okay, but can okay, so he's not really getting into the story, but I'll just keep saying it. So yeah, he buys the food. It's a big check. He just writes some bullshit on a paper, and I think he curses the restaurant, and he says your business is going to fail, and it really like no one's gonna buy, and everything's gonna like rot, like or something like this, right? And so it actually happens, and he gets really mad. So he comes to kill him, but like he can't, or what happens?
I don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, okay, something like he tries, but he something makes him not able. So Mahilum says to him, "You will cook for me, and then after you cook for me, then your restaurant will be bestseller, and there will be no ingredients left." Right? So he actually cooked for him, and he goes back, and his restaurant is a good business. And so every time Mahilum come, he could eat for free now. So just weird stories like this, and like stories you would think it's straight out of a novel, you know?
okay, that's a fun guy.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I mean, he was also very stern. His grandson, my friend's father would say every time he came around, they were scared because he would put you to work. They said they would always cower away from him and try to run away because as soon as you lock eyes, he's saying, "Get to work, what for Eden." And he was small. He was very skinny, small man, but a big energy. And people were saying like he would always disguise himself as like the weakest man, but he was the strongest. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? Like he was superhuman, but he always kind of had this like weak, or I wouldn't even say weak, but just small and humble stature, you know?
Like you mentioned your friend's dad, like Mahilom's son. Like, do you?
Not Mahilum's son, it was Mahilum's daughter's husband. So my
Oh,
friend's
okay,
dad, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Like, did he say something, or do the villagers remember something about like raising the children, or like because he like how do his children remember him, or did he like
You're gonna have to come and ask that to other people. I have no clue. Yeah.
uh, mhm.
But I don't think he was like one time I asked like did he like fight with his woman? And no. Like I don't think he was like a very like conflict type guy, you know?
Mhm. 오케이. So, 지금까지 말한 거 한국어로 조금 얘기해 볼까? 많은 얘기를 했네.
그
기억나,
어떤 얘기를 그 마일롬의 그런 식당 얘기?
어디까지 번역했지? 마일로, 내가 지금부터 이제 정리를 하면서 얘기할 건데,
아니면 영어로 쭉 하다가 한국말로 다시 할까? 끝에 그 형이 그냥 적어 놓고
영어로 일단 쭉 하고, 그래. 그러면
그럴까?
나중에 편집하기도 좋겠다. 너 괜찮아? 그렇게 해도?
어.
오케이. 그렇게 합시다.
그냥 형이 적어 놓고 끝에 다시 이거에 대해서 얘기하라 그래.
저기, 중간에 뭐 한국 사람이 들어오지 않는 이상 그렇게 해봅시다. 어,
그러니까 뭐 마힐롬이 어떤 사람이었냐 그걸 적어야 되겠네. 그리고 막
Hmm.
뭐 음식은 어떻게 됐냐, 간식했냐 안
Mhm.
했냐 이런 거.
Yeah, so hmm. So like the stories like this, there's something that like attract me when you told me like you're in the Mahilom's village. Based on, I mean, my intuition is maybe he was kind of he couldn't maybe walk the talk. I don't know. He maybe
Maybe.
yeah he knew. For example, for me now, I've experienced it, and I know food is a drug. I've kind of been there, like kind of food free state for a while. Um, but it's really difficult to live it. I still have the addiction, so I don't know. We don't need to kind
But don't
of.
get, he did say this. He says, you guys don't walk into addiction. I can walk into addiction and walk out. That's what he said. So
Hmm.
maybe it's not true, but and then another thing, I think he died well. Most guys, I don't know who has a story that dies well. So when he dies, like for instance, there was a time when he was sick, quote unquote sick, and then one day he wasn't acting sick at all. So it was almost like a play, you know? And then I don't know if that's what led up to his death, but when he did die, like before he died, he said, "I'm gonna go because nobody follows me. So I don't
Hmm.
have any point to be left here." And then at this, like, because people were coming and asking to him, like, "We want to eat crab," and he would just start crying, like, "Why do you want to eat crab?" You know, he really didn't like salt either. That's a separate story, but so he would say that I need to go. I need to go to the next life because you guys do not follow me. And so, or my teachings, you guys don't follow the teachings. And so he dies, I think the next day after he said that, or sometime after he says he's going to go. And there's no smell from his carcass. So I think he got pale. I don't know if I could get that much detail out of these people, but I think I heard that he still was pale, but he had no smell to him. And 3 days later, his body disappears, like a Jesus story. And then he also says before, I will come back in a form that's unrecognizable. So that's another thing I want to add is he died well. I haven't heard many like fantastical transcendental death stories like this before, but this is an example of it.
He passed at the age of like when.
No clue, no clue. Probably nothing too old. Like probably not even over 100 or something.
Hey.
But you know, don't get. It seems like his incarnation was like, even though he reached the supernatural feats, like you're saying, there was still a grip of maybe the lust and then the desire. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe he's so transformed that he walked into it, but from a non-attachment type place. You know, I think that's the only way you can really do it was when you do these so-called sinful things with no like no addiction to them. You know, when you like, let's say you're a breatharian, but you can have a carcass meal with someone. I don't know if that ever happens. I wouldn't participate like that, but perhaps someone could. You understand what I'm saying, right? Perhaps someone who's like God can step down themselves, like the black dude. I don't even want to say black, but the indigenous man from America, Wiley Brooks, him saying that he would eat to slow himself down because he's so 24 hours, like 24 hours, 7 days a week, you know, on every day that he can't like be around people. So he would actually eat to calm himself down. So I don't know if it was like that, but anyhow, you have to know about those facts that he did smoke, he did drink. I don't know the timeline of that. He did have like multiple wives. I don't know the timeline to that. And like I don't know if it was a breakup and then he goes on to the next one. I don't know how it happened, but yeah, so just be mindful of those things. And so never worship the man. That's my thing. And he said the same thing. He said, follow the teachings, not me. The body is
Mhm.
dying. Don't follow my dying body. But I reiterate that message to you. Don't follow anyone. And I don't know, it's kind of tough to say. It's not don't love anyone, but don't base your happiness on other people's love because
Mhm.
like that love really has to be it's like the sun, it has to be flowing out of oneself. It can't be someone else has shined brightly, so now I can shine. It's more like someone else shined brightly, so I remember that I can shine brightly. Not that they're gonna shine for me, like this. So don't ever relinquish your main character role because someone else achieved those main character like feats. You see what I'm saying? I want everyone to be the main character. That would be heaven on earth, right?
And an interesting point is like Wiley Brooks. I'm there too. Like when I eat, it kind of makes me weak. It doesn't give me energy.
Yeah.
And but
I
like
don't know if you see this, but your camera's a little bit high. Just letting you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, mm, maybe it's better, but um, like tomorrow it's 10:30 p.m. in here in Korea, and
Okay.
tomorrow we're doing a call with Mr. Akiyama from Japan.
Mm.
Um, I would have to talk to him, but he he's been living in Prana for a while. He said what in the beginning, eating something like lowers his like energy level.
Okay.
Uh, but now his prana level in his
It's
words
so
is like
strong.
500%. So like even eating something, he can waste some energy on digestion, but it doesn't
Okay.
affect him.
Okay. He
So
can
I
like
don't.
incinerate the bad effects of the food because he's so powerful like this.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's next level. I don't know. Um,
It sounds about right to me. It's just like how you reach the pinnacle of natural hygiene and you go breatharian. I think there's a point where you're breatharian and you can even kind of go like once you get addicted, you might lose that power. But once you're like at the top level of breatharian, it doesn't matter if you do like some dirty things, some unhygienic things, your body can quickly destroy that. But as you're on your healing process, in the beginning, if you relapse and you go and you're not at 500% prana, you're at like 70% prana, it can really hurt you because that lacking of the 30% or the lacking of the 50 or whatever, the lacking portion really hurts you for some reason. That's how I feel. So I think, yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think that's pretty accurate?
I don't know. I would. I wouldn't put it into words for now. I just have
Okay.
some intuition, some feelings, but I would have to experience it and then put it into
Me
words,
too.
maybe.
Yeah, me too.
So, hmm, uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I will just add here that it seems like everything doesn't really interest me, right? And the one thing that really interests me is the breatharianism. I mean, like other things kind of interest me too, like food on occasion interests me, women interest me, like having good company with friends interests me. But other than that, things are not that interesting. Like maybe nice views in nature are interesting, but a lot of what society is taking part in, like it doesn't really interest me. And so when I hear a breatharian talk, that engages me. Like I'm like, wow, like they're on another level of pulling energy out of the air, like I'm doing it to a certain level, and I think with like service, it grows, right? But that really interests me because that really seems like fusion or something, like it's like nuclear energy, like energy that's not even there. You're just pulling out of the ether, right? Like that's how it seems to me.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And again, I'm not a really a book reader. Dongyu knows this. Like even Anastasia, I've only read the book by what other people say. I've never
Uh-huh.
actually picked up the book and finished it. I went to like chapter 7, but again, everything I'm telling you right now, it's just what I'm observing. It's not like I read something. I mean, sometimes I read at like natural hygiene. I read a bit, and yeah, certain things I'll read a bit, but I try not to look at books too much. Not because I want to be ignorant, but I just want to keep my mind pure so that when I get the right information, I'll be like, yes, that's it. Like I want to kind of have a more sensitive approach than a knowledge based approach, so I can sense things out. But I mean, at this stage, if someone gave me a book on breatharianism and said, it'll make like 90 out of 10 people, 100 people breatharian, I would read it. I'm not
Okay.
like against books or anything, but I'm just, yeah, letting everyone know.
Yeah, maybe most book don't interest you.
Yeah.
Mm, Eugene, I'd love to kind of talk about maybe your 40 days water fast.
Okay.
Um, how was your energy level during the water fast? And like, do many people try it, like those people following the natural hygiene or?
I don't think so because even the most greatest person that I know that knows all about natural hygiene, Lauren Whiteman, maybe she
Mm.
has from last time, but I've interviewed her and it doesn't seem like she's done a very long fast like this, but I don't know if it's necessary if you're really clean and eating clean, because the way natural hygiene sees it is that the fast is kind of unnecessary, right? It's also a form of stress. It's only necessary when you have the poisons in you. That's kind of how they look at it. So, but if you go to breatharianism, then it's like, why are you eating the food? That thing is slowing you down. So I guess it's levels. But you were saying my energy levels during the fast very low. In the beginning, I felt pretty good. I felt like this kind of dull emptiness in the beginning, almost like you're hungover or something, or like something's a little bit off. And then as time went, it just felt like my lymphatic system was being squeezed. I don't know what the best way to say it is. It just felt like like my whole body was in strain and tired, but it could have been that I wasn't really moving much. Oh no, I was moving quite a bit, but my energy levels sank really down, like very quickly. Maybe around day 13, something like that. I'm not sure. But by the time like it was day 28, 27, even like, or maybe even 23, even like getting up to walk to pee was difficult. So I was using all my energy to stand up, I could still stand up, but it was starting to get hard to stand, right? And
How about
yeah, and I
sleep?
was
Like,
some nights I couldn't sleep. Some nights it's like I try to force myself to sleep more. And really now I have a much better understanding about all of it, right? Because I think before I emphasized sleep so much, but now I think you shouldn't try to force yourself to sleep either. I've had that counterbalance now with the breatharianism knowledge. But I will say though, I was constantly drinking well water, and then I was drinking purified water. So I think that was my biggest mistake.
what is purified water? Like, just
Like
for what?
reverse
Ah,
osmosis, like the one you get in the blue bottles, the blue
okay.
plastic bottles, the big ones. So I didn't have access to distilled water. So now if I did it again, I would do coconut. I mean, I did
Mhm.
really want to lose fat as well. So that's why I don't want to do the coconut water at that time. I wanted to trigger autophagy and ketosis and all the the key terms, right? But yeah, that's how it went. And when I was pooping, I think it's also important to talk about day 5. I had a small poop, but it was kind of like a diarrhea type thing. Day 13, I had like a was day 13 the intestines looking one? It could have been. It looked like my intestines almost, the poop. Like it looked very like almost like sausages.
Like
Like
snake-ish. Like, may
kind of, kind of.
maybe like people call it mucoid plaque or
I guess it was that. I'm
uh
not really sure. Or maybe it's like my body didn't have food moving through, so the poop from last time was still there, like it could have been like that too. I don't know. But also on so from day 13, or was it? Yeah, 13, I think, not 15. And then from then to day 40, I didn't poop, or 41, I think. So on day 40, when I first start eating, 40 days are up, right? An hour after I eat grapes and coconut meat, which was the best food I've ever tasted in my life at that point. Because, I'm like, whoa, I'm eating again, right? Um, I pooped like an hour after. So my body was immediately like, oh, send it through. Something came, right? And the poop was like, it was like poop on fire almost. It's like intestine, gut looking, almost bloody looking, no blood, but it just gooey red, just a weird, it's alien came out of me, right? And then the next day, it was half that poop and half the new poop.
oh.
So that shows you that, yes, so I guess that's the best summary of my fast. Psychologically, I was just thinking to myself, like, you're doing this for ego. You don't have to do 40 days. And then with the other battle of you're such a bitch pussy, like you can't even last 40 days. You tell everyone that you want to try, and now you're just gonna pussy out, you know. And then the other side's like, oh, but it's ego and it can be harmful, and you know, like
But like,
so.
like regarding energy level, like
Yeah.
since like after you reach like a level where you feel really low, like was it kind of constantly low, or there were some time like with the sun or whatever you was like function at times, think
I think
clearly?
when psychologically, I'm not thinking, oh, I'm fasting and I shouldn't move, and you know, oh, I feel so sick, and oh, like you know, if I wasn't thinking that, I think I was more active. So at
Uh,
whenever the times I didn't have a psychological weight to me, so now I think very differently, right? So now I don't think a fast is like a crutch anymore. So
uh-huh.
maybe now if I try it, it will be different. But the whole till the end was very rough for me, you know.
That's the reason that's really interesting is like, also so some breatharians don't use the term fasting actually,
Yeah, natural
because
state, right?
that puts food like normal and then fasting into something in normal you kind of
Yeah,
temporary do.
yeah.
So my first 3 day dry fasting was like hell. Like maybe like you said,
Hmm.
I was very sick. And now looking back, it was actually my state of consciousness and my habit creating that world. Like,
Yeah,
you know, so that's kind of looking that like, putting sausages into your son's mouth. That's kind of what kind of habit, or like, you're putting into your children. Like it kind of I got to think like that. Um, so now, um, I mean, there are many points to I want to talk about, but first, um, this Russian people, some of them put it like, Timoshenko especially sees human body like a battery.
okay.
So I feel he's kind of dependent on creating energy by movement.
I see.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like he has to run like 2, 3, like 20, 30 kilometers a day. Otherwise, his energy drops. I'm kind of on that level, I feel like, I need to move my body. Um, and then he puts it like it's almost like you're on the EV mode, electrical vehicle, like, and then your movement creates electricity energy. But when you put food, it's like pouring gasoline into an EV. Then you got like sluggish, and then suddenly the EV transforms into gasoline car. I mean, that's how he puts it, but um, yeah. So now you're you're willing to do another fast now, like, your maybe views on fasting or breatharianism now that it's kind of changed. How do you see it? Like,
Yeah, I would probably go into another thing of not eating, but I have like two thoughts, right? Like one thought is that, and then the other thought is I want to eat a lot more durian before I do. So I do have this like I want to get out the material desires a bit, because you know you were saying like uh the psychological thing with the 3 day fast, like uh, but like to go off that note, it's like sometimes it's part of the detox sometimes where we have to go through these low thoughts of depression. So instead of thinking like, oh, I'm depressed, so I need to take antidepressants, it's like, no, you need to fully feel that depression. Like if someone like traumatizes you, you should really fully feel that trauma, not repress it and run away from it. And then perhaps it doesn't mean I encourage bad behavior, no, but I'm just saying people sometimes need to really feel it at once and then be over with it, you know? So
rather
I don't
than
know.
suppressing it, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's the stage I'm at where like I know about these things, but perhaps I need other people. I don't need other people, but I'm just saying like uh in a how do you say in a lower consciousness standpoint, I need other people to try to attempt it. But I'm sure that if I really wanted to, I could probably go Bertharian. I don't know, you know. But I guess that's what I'm saying is I don't think I really want it yet. You know, I still see like the fruits look so good. I still want to like climb coconuts and I don't know, do I just climb the coconuts and not drink them? You know, like I have all these questions, right? It's like I don't know. Yeah, it just I love opening. It's just so orgasmic, right? You could look at it like sex, like when you open a durian and you take part in it, and there's this energy exchange. It's like so, like it feels so. How do you say? Like so much tension involved almost. It's like, oh, I'm so hungry. I just want to eat this, you know? So I do see myself like maybe that could be like a lustful type addictive, pattern of trying to, want to take something delicious into myself, like, yeah,
So
I don't
like
know.
for now, like we're like specific diet is like maybe fruit based, but maybe vegan. Cooked food, it kind of looks delicious to you. Like you
Yes,
like it,
I still want to take part in cooked food, but I have guilt every time.
and then it kind of makes you weak. You can feel it. Your body's
A little bit weak. I mean, for me, it's more like dehydrated, and I know that I have to like rehydrate my cells. That's how I feel every time I eat cooked food. It's like I have to like eat a lot of lettuces and fruits to replenish and push through all the trash that I've been eating. But
mm,
I mean, the most trash I'm eating, though, just to give you reference, is like cooked vegetables and with salt. Like that's the extent of what bad is. Like, so it's not like I'm going to vegan McDonald's every day. No, it's not like that.
uh-huh.
But anyhow, so that's why I like this area because it forces me to stay more on coconuts. So maybe 5 days, 6 days out of a week. I mean, sometimes I go longer, sometimes I go less, right? I will be on mostly coconut. Maybe some onion and pepper if the coconut gets boring with some lettuce, but m- usually like 80% of my diet is coconut.
Oh, 80%. Like
When I'm being good, yeah, yeah.
including like the coconut meat. Or do we have a better
Yes,
term for
yes.
the
I I,
meat?
re- I really like the meat when it's soft, but still consistent. Like the middle between the jelly and the really hard stuff. I like the middle stuff where it's like an octopus consistency. That's the best thing that I can remember from other food. So yeah, just the stuff that's easy to take out of the coconut and eat. That's my favorite stage.
Mm. You know, um, maybe you and I know now we've talked to breatharians. We're open to it, but if we kind of follow our thoughts, like if we try to get better, try to be cleaner with our ego, with our thoughts,
Yeah, it
that
backfires.
that backfires. That I've been there, like, and then so when you try to do it with willpower, the yin and yang, the universe always does something opposite. Oh, like three after, let's say for you, I don't know, 40 days of water fast, you maybe your mind would say, now I deserve to do something dirty to me, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's kind of a struggle for me too now. Then what I'd love to do is actually making a tribe or culture where we don't need to try and like kind of eating less, or some people wouldn't eat, and that's kind of normal. We don't need to
Oh,
try.
that would be amazing.
And then, most mainstream culture songs like politics, like language, it's like based on food, like heavy food,
Yeah.
and then like
Really, you could say it's a based on a hate for real life.
mm, so like we
Like
do.
think about it, Dongyu. If you're doing like a festival, yeah, I mean, if it's like a fruit festival, it can be a celebration of abundance. But if it's like eating poor food and stuff, really it's like cursing life. That's how I see it now. Because
Mm.
if you were embracing life and really being festive about life in the true sense, you probably wouldn't be eating, right? You'd be in your full state, in your full capacity. So yeah, again, so I see these things, but the actual doing of them, it's taking time.
Yeah, so we see our patterns, we observe it. Um, and so I don't know, it seems some people are doing well, even surrounded by like huge eaters.
Mm,
Uh, I was talking with Olia in Russia. I told you like she said she runs like 40 kilometers a night.
yeah,
Uh,
that's amazing.
um, but she also mentioned she feels way better like being connected to like kind of similar energy people.
Oh
It can
yeah.
feel very it's a very strong habit. Like most people are doing it. So we maybe have to use huge willpower to say no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, maybe that's why Marcus is doing it too. The tribe.
Yeah.
So it will be a tribe for 11 days here in Korea. In May, people gather, and in our consciousness, we don't need to always talk about food, 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 but
Mm,
then maybe that our cells remember it. Our mind don't have to remember anything. Um, we just live it. So uh, we know that there's a life without having to always stimulate ourselves with cooked food. Um, and it even raw food included, we don't need to eat too much. And then so that's where my heart goes. Doing festival here, and I told
yeah.
you we might do it in Kenya. But so, do you think we can do it? By the way, this talk it's kind of informal. It's just like even just like you and I talk on the phone.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
our it's our just first time, so we can chat about anything. So how do you see that village as a maybe we do a festival or retreat?
Yeah, this village again is just a place that always welcomes higher consciousness people. It's just that simple, you know? And then what my plan is to make it more sustainable and to make it nice. I will be like renting to people who like for instance like want to fast here or want private rooms, but I think we need to make like just like now because we've had like people like Logan come, we're not accepting money, you know? It's just like part of the family. So that's I think what we need to increase is those higher consciousness people that come here that are like family, you know, that are not like I don't know, in it for some weird purpose for ulterior motives, you know what I'm saying? So I think we're branching off in those two directions. One branch is like I guess you could call them volunteers, but that's why I don't woof for anything. I don't even want to say volunteers, but it's just free people who are of
Mm,
a higher consciousness and they're going to be more in common grounds like this. And then there are the people that want to come here for a private vacation slash trip and it's not they're not serious about it, but you know, it's like a break from the matrix for them. So they want to come and get healed and spend some time in a nice place. So I think that's what I'm seeing for this place is the divide between the two because Mahilom also said that people will come here and pay for a roof, like just a roof. Like the I don't know if we should call it real estate, but the area here will be in such high demand and people will want to come here like this. And this is why I want to be the first one here. Like, and that's why I'm encouraging the people that are serious, be the first one here. Like, start coming quickly because soon, like, this can expand and out of proportion. So you probably want to be at the beginning stage if you're a real person, so that you can be involved with the construction of the original things of the village, like this. So again, this place is very welcoming of fruitarians and breatharians. It doesn't discriminate to those, but I'm often asking questions like this when people say they want to come. I say, okay, what are your views on food? what are your views on consciousness? Consciousness is a tough question, but what are your views in general of the body and health? If someone is very good energy and they're still eating meat, I would accept them. We would still bring them here, but I still am like filtering a little bit because I do want to keep this place safe from like psychological attack and all this kind of stuff. I mean, physical, of course, but I'm not worried about anything happening physical here. The people in this area of Philippines are very nice, and they're not gonna like come steal your stuff and this kind of stuff. Manila, that's like it's so easy for that to happen in Manila, but this is like more of a mountain rural kind of area with that history of Mahilom. So half, if not more, of the people here they have good roots, but right now they're just not living well, like something like this.
If we end up doing like a festival there, maybe,
Yeah. Oh, do it.
which season, like, tell me about like what does it look like the year round, like rainy season?
Ah, yeah, bro. Right now is the best time to do something. Like right now till I think maybe July or something or August because it's dry season. So it's really nice to walk around. It's nice to walk around when it's wet, but some people they don't want to like get mud on their feet and like this. So for all encompassing time period to visit, I would say now for some kind of festival like this, for so it's easy to walk around in and out of the village and stuff like this. And then maybe the harvest season. So after September, if you want like rambutan and durian and that kind of stuff. So, but if you're gonna have durian, you shouldn't come here. I mean, we've planted a lot, but they're not ready. So during season, we still buy, and that's the situation with the fruits. So coconuts, we have quite a lot of it, and we can go to adjacent lands and get a lot of it. But fruit, there's not enough fruit to just sustain off of fruit here. That's why I'm mostly cocotarian, if that's even a word. Yeah, but yeah. So the situation's like that. But I've bought a lot of trees where they've planted a lot of trees before I even came. You know, um, so it's just a matter of time, I guess. And
When
because
Mahilom started like the village, did they plant lots of fruit trees? Like,
bro, they did, and technically there should be 50-year-old fruit trees everywhere right now. But the rich people come in, the people lose Mahilam and they lose their belief. They sell the land, the rich people cut the trees, sell the trees, and we're back at square zero. So there are
uh,
some remnants of like few fruit trees here and there, but this would already be a Garden of Eden if, excuse my French, the people didn't fuck it up. If the people did not fuck it up, this would be the Garden of Eden already, Dongyu. So
uh,
now we're gonna take precautions, and when we expand, we're gonna make sure to include the right people, because we really want to feel things out. So, like, if you're gonna come buy land near us, please be on our tone, on our frequency, on our tune, right? There's so many better places you can go to in Philippines, right? Let's leave this area for that pure innocent purpose of trying to clean the organism and increase the connection to that creator source, whatever what do you call it, forever energy, right? That infinite energy. Let's keep it there. So if you have ulterior motives, this is just a kind ask to take your project somewhere else, because we're not here for anything other than that, which is to increase this Garden of Eden lifestyle, to get more buildings, to house more people, to plant the trees as much as possible, and then eventually, if we get a lot of funding, we'll grab the land around us and repurchase the land that was lost by this original family, or the original people. And now with the original family, we'll buy up the lands back and redo this thing. And instead of giving the property to others, we'll do more of a trust structure. So whoever's good at law, please come. We have to figure that out. But right now, what we want to do is the people following the way in this family put lands adjacently into their name. We haven't bought more land yet. I'm just saying this is future things. And then increase the Garden of Eden, like the prophecy said, with the foreigners, not just the natives.
okay, thank you for sharing. And I haven't been checking the YouTube. There are some questions.
Oh, beautiful.
For watching now, Mergin said, "Hi, great combo. I had a question. What is your current path now? Are you in the process of becoming a breatharian? What are you consuming currently on a daily or weekly basis?"
Yeah, I think I already answered that. So maybe 2 days out of a week, if it's like really bad, I'll be eating like a meal of cooked vegetables or something like this. But the rest of the time, right now, I'm a little bit in monetary constraint. That's why I'm trying to start up like rental stuff and business here, like whatever that's possible. Uh, so I'm not buying fruit. So I'm mostly on coconuts. That's why I like it here because it forces me to be healthy. It forces me to go up these coconut trees, right? It forces me to be commune with the land and take things from around me. In Korea, we have a term called Shinto Buri that one of our favorite teachers teaches us, right? Which means you and the land are one. So you want to eat with the things that are like the idea of your land and you being separate is an illusion, right? So what you eat, you become. And so you want to eat the things around you to best suit your state. Now, some people will go extreme and say if there's meat around you or if there's inferior foods around you, you should take a part of those. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that, yeah. So when I am here, it forces me to eat more coconuts and it really, I feel good physically, psychologically. I just feel aligned when I'm here eating coconuts. So I do know that the breatharian thing is possible, but just quite frankly, I don't think I'm done yet eating. I think there are certain things like I want to clean myself up a little more. Even during my fast, I felt like I had a lot of not good stuff. So I'm gonna go the path where it's like I clean up slowly, and then once I'm really clean, I'll take those leaps. But again, if some breatharian guy comes here and I feel the energy, I'll go into it. I'm not like opposed to anything. It's just, I guess for my reality, I haven't seen those game or those rule breaking levels of people move in person. So maybe I still have doubt. I'm not sure.
Okay, thank you
Yeah.
for answering. Um, yeah, I don't know how to read the name. Mergin said, "I think cooked food is so good because of the salt. Without salt, most foods wouldn't taste nice. So it's
Exactly.
just the salt that makes cooked food so addictive, in my opinion." By the way, yeah, this just in case you didn't say it in the beginning, this channel I've been focusing on like interviewing people on the pranic path. Eugene and I both are not on that level, I feel. We're interested in it. So this talk today, we just want to do like kind of lightly, and then we share. So maybe this talk is not too experienced breatharians talking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah,
letting them
disclaimer,
know.
disclaimer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm just interested in different possibilities around the world where to start the community. So I'm asking him where he is and how's life over there. But that's and we're friends for a while, so let's just talk and not me interviewing some random guy.
And I'm saying I'm so interested in other places as well, but so far I haven't found a better place than this place that's so primed and ready for a community to come. It's like it's written in history, literally. You see what I'm saying? And so I really want to go to other places too, but for now, this is my favorite place. And I love going to Davao and eating durian still. So hopefully, maybe when I stop eat when I'm not addicted to durian anymore, maybe then it'll be easier to be more breatharian and move around and like that. Even
Yeah,
Korea, I always end up eating more cooked food in Korea. It's always the excuse like, oh, the raw foods aren't that great here and all this bull crap, like it's so expensive and there's so many excuses in Korea and I take them because I was born there and I've been habituated to those excuses and that lifestyle. So Philippines for me is a break and it's like a new me. That's how I feel.
maybe after the May festival here, I can visit your place with some Koreans and then
Bro, is do an open invite for the people who love the festival so much and still want to stay with the people. Come here. Use
Mhm.
this as like a side area. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't have a main place in Korea yet, use this place, Dongyu, because again, the elders here are so welcoming. They know the mission. So they know if there are people that are experimenting with their consciousness that we should help them. So if you guys are, yeah, onto that kind of a path and not like trying to drag people down around you, we're probably not going to charge. You're probably going to go into the class of a volunteer, but we're not going to force you to do work or anything like this, you know?
So yeah, and the Philippines is kind of close to Korea, so
Yes.
I guess many people will feel attracted. So maybe I visit you after the festival, and then maybe you and I can both go to Kenya together to see
I mean,
Anastasia.
that would be great, but I don't know where I'm going to pull out the money from, bro.
I don't know, it'll come out of festival. I don't know, let's
Maybe,
see.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll have to work hard. Yes, yes.
or we do like the school coaching
Ah,
thing, like we
yeah,
said.
yes, yes.
Um, so yeah, that's a another topic like the money. Up until now, we are using the system. We want to visit Africa, like then we need to use some money. But
Yeah,
in the long run, maybe to found a community tribe and where we can really live without money, that would be
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, hopefully
Uh,
we can use the money to like a vehicle to take us to a place where we can show the world that you don't need food, and then money would disappear on its own, right?
Margin said, how do you pronounce your name, or can I call you brother or sister? Like, Merhin, where are
How
you
do you
from?
spell it? Merjin?
Yeah, I think this is
Hmm.
this person joined my autonomy chat, I think. Raka. No, no, I don't know.
But anyhow, what was the question?
Yeah, Merge's question is would be cool to put some information in the show notes about where that place is exactly and how to rent a place there. Merge it.
Yeah, sure. Just know that you also have the option to just come as volunteer, but yeah, you would be sharing your area. But if you want a private place, we can arrange this. Yeah.
Oh, like I'm interested in that too. Like private place. How is it? Like you can let people use like private rooms or
Exactly. So we have about I'm building a structure, but we have three structures that can have people in them, and for for various amounts, they can be there's like rooms in them, right? But like there is like a main house where we can just have like a communal area in which we could charge little to nothing. Because that's the thing is like if we're not focused on like serving the person and the person is in service, then there's not really any money that's involved with that. There's no cost to us, right? But let's say someone is like coming here to fast and someone's bringing you coconuts. I mean, there has to be some level of exchange in this world that we live in today because those people can't just, work for free. So it's just those kinds of things. But if you're coming here and you just want to be part of the family and you want it to be like a forever sleepover, we don't need money. It's that's what we're trying to create here. You understand? Like, so it's those two levels that people have to see that there's a distinction. If you're looking at more like my private space, private room, then that's a privilege. That's not something that we can just freely offer because we're not like a super ultra rich community yet, you know?
like if a person maybe wants to experience some detox or some fruit-based diet or fasting, like let's say the person wants to live 1 month over there,
Yeah.
like how much would he or she need
We're
to pay?
thinking around 35 USD a day, but we're not really sure on that price, and it depends on the building as well. So just ask, and then maybe we'll have a video chat of the the place, the possible places where one can stay and have different prices for it. But yeah, we're thinking 35 and maybe depending on if you have to like deliver fruits and stuff, maybe 50. I don't know, but it seems like 35 we can definitely cover everything, and that includes also yeah, if you're going to come here and fast in the communal spaces, we could probably lower that to like 15 or 10 or something negligible like this. But 35 also includes like if you want someone to cook a meal for you, like I mean, I don't see anyone coming to do that from your audience, but if someone else wanted like vegan Filipino food, you can pay someone to create food or make the food.
Dutch Dutch name typically pronounced Marin. Mar Mar
Merlin.
Marin. Marin. Marin.
But
I
but
don't
that, that's actually why I'm trying to build more places where people can come, so that if you're coming not as like a volunteer and you're coming not as someone who just wants to be a part of the family and the village, then yeah, you have a private room you can stay at and you're helping the village simultaneously as the village helps you. So like a symbiotic relationship is what I'm trying to create between the visitors and the people who actually like want to create Eden. This distinction, you know.
maybe during the daytime we can do a video call and you can show us the
Sure.
yeah.
But I would have to probably show you with pictures if it's far away because the LTE is not really good here. But I can show you like general areas, you know.
You can maybe film like make a video of it.
I have a lot of videos on my channel, so you
Um,
can look through them and kind of like type in Colonia Divina, and then my channel
um,
is just the username I'm using for this Zoom right now. So
how long can you stay there without a visa for EU passport, and is it easy to get a visa?
yeah, US, I don't know about EU. I'm guessing it's the same. It's probably going to be 29 days. And this is what I'm doing, right? So after the 29 days, you online, if it's a little more expensive online, but you extend for 30 more days, and then which is about $70 if you go in person. Maybe it's $30. I don't know, but you have to come back in 3 days to reclaim your documents. And then after that, after you extended from the original 29 that you were just given free to the 30, so it's 59, then you can start extending by 2 months. So every 2 months, you go to the office, and then every other month or every other 2 months, I think you can do it online. So it's like back and forth. You can, so 2 months you do it online, 2 months you go back to the immigration office, and then you just alternate. And then you can do that up to 2 to 3 years. So after 2 to 3 years, then you leave the country and you come back, and then it resets. Okay.
Maureen, I'll just call you brother. If otherwise, just let me know. Maybe you could tell us about yourself too. Where are you? And like, how's your diet? What's your interest? Meanwhile, 지금까지 얘기한 거 한국어로 조금만 정리해 볼까?
Sure. Just
Uh,
list out the points.
yeah, guys, actually, him and I both are kind of Korean, like,
Yeah, I'm half Korean. Yeah, for sure.
and we both of us speak Korean, and the festival is in Korea, and we will
We
talk a
want to
little bit
hype up
in,
the
in
Koreans.
yeah, we will talk a little bit in Korean now. Uh, 그래서 어 얘기를 되게 많이 했는데, 음, 너의 40일 물단식부터 먼저 얘기하는 게 좋을 것 같아. 너 이거 혹시 한국어로 뭐 너 채널이나 딴 데서 얘기한 적 있어?
한국어로는 아직 안 했다. 그러니까 형이 먼저다. 형한테 얘기하는 게.
그래서 이제 40일 단식 동안 너 에너지 레벨은 어땠는지, 그리고 음, 아까 뭐
그러니까
잠은
어,
어땠는지 포함해서 너가 말하고 싶은 거 다 말해주면 좋을 것 같아.
오케이. 그러니까 잠부터 시작합시다. 잠은 갈수록 자기 힘들어졌다. 그리고 약간 항상 좀 염증이 있는 느낌? 좀 뭔가 부족한 느낌? 또는 힘든 느낌? 어떻게 보면 좀 나이 든 느낌이 들었다고 할 수가 있겠지. 그래가지고 잠도 좀 자기 힘들고 어쨌든 좀 강제로 자려고 그러고 에너지 레벨로 따지자면 처음 13일까지는 엄청 움직이고 일부러 좀 많이 움직이려고 했고 5일째는 내가 필리핀에서 한국으로 갔고 아니 한국에서 필리핀을 갔고 그러니까 공항에서 되게 어려웠고 왜냐면 그런 냄새들도 많고 막 그냥 뭘 하나 먹을까 이런 생각도 들고 어 그다음에 어 어 5일인가 4일에 그 딱 공항 가기 전에 대변을 한번 봤을 때 좀 약간 설사까지는 아닌데 약간 설사가 되려고 하는 작은 대변. 그 다음에 대변을 얘기하는 게 죄송한데 이게 중요한 거예요. 이거 그 치유에 대해서 알고 있는 사람들은 왜냐면 그 결과물이니까. 그 다음에 13일에는 그 대변이 되게 약간 내장이라고 하나? 대장? 대장처럼 생긴 소장하고 대장처럼 생긴 대변 뻘겋고 막 약간 피가 들어있는 것처럼 근데 피는 없지만 그 다음에 좀 점액이 들어가 있는 것처럼 좀 끈적끈적한 것처럼 내가 만지진 않았지만 끈적끈적한 것처럼 보였고 그 다음에 그게 15일이고 41일이 딱 되자마자 한 1시간 들어갈 때 41일 1시간 그 대면을 또 받고 그 포도하고 코코넛을 먹은 다음에 코코넛하고 포도를 처음 먹었을 때 세상에서 제일 맛있는 음식이었고 그렇게 맛있는 음식을 먹어본 적이 없고 그 단식을 하고 나서 40일 안 먹고 나서 그리고 물은 그냥 약간 그 소독된 물 소독이라고 하면 안 되고 약간 좀 그냥 좀 더 나은 물 그래도 그런 미네랄들이 아마 좀 들어가 있었던 그러니까 완전 증류수가 아닌 좀 덜 좋은 물이 들어갔었고 그 다음에 41일에 그때 그 똥을 쌌을 때, 그 대변을 봤을 때, 똑같은 그렇게 엄청 끈적끈적하고 좀 보기 싫은, 그런 장같이 생긴 대변. 그리고 또 에너지 레벨을 다시 얘기하자면, 그 한 27일, 23일쯤 되면 걷기가 힘들어졌고. 그러니까 소변을 보러 나갈 때, 그 소변을 보러 나가는 과정조차도 힘들었고. 그리고 되게 약간 그리고 일부러 내가 4리터에서 6리터 정도 물을 억지로 마시려고 그랬고, 안 좋은 것들이 나올 때 좀 그거를 dilute, 뭐지, 한국말로? 분말?
희석.
비석? 어쨌든 그 독들을 좀 낮추려고 일부러 물을 더 많이 마셨고, 그 다음에 또, 어떤 것들을 얘기했을까? 그 심리적으로는 막 되게 이거는 네 에고 때문에 이게 네 욕심 때문에 하는 것이다. 해로울 수도 있다. 이런 목소리도 나오고 어떤 목소리는 왜 그렇게 어? 그 약하냐? 왜 그렇게 어리석은 자냐? 너가 이거를 시도해 보겠다고 했는데 그걸 끝까지 못 견디고 그냥 약하게 나가는 거냐? 그러니까 약간 이런 두 개의 싸움?
그래서 뭐 영어로는 얘기 안 한 얘기도 있지만 양혜란 선생님이라고 너 들어본 적 있어? 그,
그, 그, 우프?
아니 다른 분일 거야. 그거는 양혜란 선생님이라고 아마 몇십 년 동안 물 만드시는 분이 있어. 지금 한국에서.
어, 어,
근데 진짜 뼈 말라 엄청 마르셨거든. 좀
어,
내가
어,
보기에는 힘도 좀 없어 보이시고 물을
어,
얼마나 드시는지 모르겠는데
음.
어, 아마도 너가 그때는 막 호흡식 이런 거에 대해 막 지금이랑 생각이 좀 다르고 별 관심이 없고 좀 그랬던 시기인가? 그 40일 물단식했을 때.
그때는 그 정도에 되지 않았을까? 맞아, 맞아. 그래, 완전 그랬을 거야. 왜냐면 그때 나는, 막 이 단식을 그냥 물 없이 할 수 있다는 생각조차도 없었어.
음, 그래서 우리가 영어로 얘기했던 게 나도 처음에 3일 건단식 했을 때 진짜 죽을 것 같았고 근데 지금은 뭐 3일, 5일 해도 훨씬 뭐 가끔 힘들어도 또 에너지 다시 돌아오고 지금은
어,
에너지를 보는 생각이 완전히 바뀌고 또 뭐 햇빛을 받거나 좀 운동하거나 이러면 또 훨씬 괜찮고 그래서 이제 했던 얘기가 이게 진짜 의식 상태가 몸을 결정하는 것 같다. 그래서 아마 또 4리터, 6리터 모르겠네. 너무 많이 마신 게 또 몸이 힘들어했을 수도 있고. 내가
그러니까 자연 위생에서는 그러니까 그 우리 몸이 파괴된 상태에서 물이 안 들어가면 그 폐기물들 같은 걸 제대로 못하고 세포가 물이 부족한 상태다. 그리고 증류수를 항상 마시라 그래. 아니면 과일에서 나오는 물이든지. 그러니까 물이 충분하지 않으면 독이 나올 때 너무 그 한꺼번에 나와가지고 되게 위험할 수도 있다. 그래서 자연위생에서는 건다식을 하지 말라 그래. 그러니까 내가 추측할 때는 이것은 사람이 아직 독이 있으니까 자연위생까지밖에 못하는 거지. 어느 정도 그런 의식 상태가 안 올라갔으니까. 물론 그걸 뛰어넘고 그 물을 안 마시고 바로 그 독을 다 뺄 수는 있겠지만 기본적인 사람은 평균적으로는 아마 물을 마시면서 그거를 빼야 된다. 이런 생각인데 그래서 그 자연위생 그 약간 현대 자연위생학을 제일 잘 아는 사람이 그렇게 얘기를 해. 기본적인 사람은 너무 그 디하이드레이트 한국말로 뭐지?
탈수
탈수? 그러니까
상태인가?
세포가 수분 부족인 상태니까 물을 더 많이 마셔야지만 안전하다. 이런 식으로 얘기를 해. 그리고 내가 볼 때도 그게 맞아. 아마 그 독이 있는 사람들은 그냥 엄청 영적인 파워가 있지 않는 사람은 증류수는 너무 심각할 수는 있지만 어떤 사람들한테 물론 좋지만 어떤 사람들은 너무 심하다 이렇게 생각할 수는 있지만 물을 많이 마시는 거는 맞는 것 같아. 그 과일로 먹든 수박을 많이 먹든 코코넛 물을 많이 마시든 물이 많이 나도 그래. 나도 화식을 하면 물을 마시는 게 너무 내 몸을 정화시키는 게 느껴져. 바로바로. 그러니까 물이 필요한 것 같아. 근데 호흡식이 되면 물까지도 너무 무거워지는 거지. 왜냐면 약간 그 이런 물질의 인간에서 물의 인간, 액체의 인간에서 그 공기의 인간으로 변하니까.
나도 지금 물을 마시는데
아,
이게 나도 화식을 지금 좀 했단 말이야.
어,
그러면 몸이 되게 디하이드레이트 탈수되는 게 느껴지고 막 눈도 조금 마르거나 이럴 때 물을 마시면 도움이 되는 게 느껴져.
어. 아니 나는 형 눈이 항상 부어 있는 것 같아. 왜냐면 내가 단식했을 때 눈이 막 이랬어. 막 해골처럼. 내가 여기 지방도 잃어서 그런 걸 수도 있지만 단식을 하고 나서 보니까 나는 눈이 거의 항상 부어 있는 것 같아. 항상 그 살트를 빼려고 하는 게 그런 것 같아. 항상 염증이 좀 있는 것 같아. 그리고 나는 다른 사람에 비해서는 염증이 되게 적은 사람이거든. 근데 염증이 적은 사람조차 항상 이게 몸이 지금 자극돼 있는 상태인 것 같아. 그런 아픈 상태. 그러니까 단식을 하고 나서 그게 느껴졌어.
그지? 나도 진짜 막 몸에서 빛이 나는 느낌이 날 정도로 단식 길었을 때 막 건강하고 했을 때를 아니까 그때에
어,
비하면 그냥 몸에 똥덩어리, 독덩어리를 달고 다니는 느낌이지. 막 목소리,
어,
눈, 피부, 살 이런 거를 생각했을 때. 근데 이제 너가 얘기한 것 중에 되게 재밌는 게, 그러니까 내가 만약에 화식을 하면 막
어,
목이 되게 마른데 방금처럼 물을 마시면 확실히 도우면 돼. 근데 내 경험으로는 이때 그냥 오히려 그냥 막 몇십 킬로 막 달리거나, 그러니까 물이 아니라도 이거를 태워버리거나 건단식이 지나가면 다시 목마름이 없어지더라고 나는.
어허,
그래서 이제 너처럼 하는 사람도 당연히 각자의 길이 있는 것 같아. 호흡식 하는 애들도 얘기 들어보면 우리 그때 봤던 란지트는 뭐 파스타 먹고 이상한 거 먹다가 그냥 호흡식으로 갔더라고. 그러니까 그 모르겠어. 그 친구 뭐 어떤 상태인지 아직은 잘 정확히 모르겠는데 근데 아무튼 나도 확실히 과일 먹다가 건단식 하는 것보다 힘들긴 한데 근데 가능은 하다.
그런 것 같아. 그런 것 같아.
가능은 한데
그러니까 약간 그 어려운 당도가 그 뭐지 뭐라고 해야 되나? 고급
좀
그런 거.
빡세다. 좀 뭐
어,
더 힘들다. 그럴 순 있고.
되게 심리적인 것 같아. 그러니까 심리가 완전히 센 사람이 아니면 힘든 것 같아.
그치. 그리고 또 우리가 했던 얘기가, 그래서 너가 40일 물단식 얘기해줬고,
어,
마힐롬에 대해서 얘기를 좀 했었는데, 이제
어.
마힐롬의 그, 어, 뭐 어떤 사람이었는지, 그러니까 이 친구의 식단은 뭐 자기가 말한 것처럼 막
아,
호흡식
맞아, 맞아.
상태로 몇 년 살았는지, 뭐 또 이 친구의 죽음에 대해서도 얘기했고, 뭐 한국어로 몇 개 얘기해 볼래? 그,
그러니까 시간에 대해서는 잘 모르겠어. 언제 뭐를 했는지. 근데 인도를 갔고 Mahilom went to Calcutta, right? Or what's the place he went to in India, Jupit?
What?
Mahilom, he went to India, Calcutta?
Jakarta?
Jakarta, that's
Huh?
Indonesia. But anyhow, Mahilom went to India at one time.
I don't
You
know
don't know?
about
Okay.
that.
그래서 칼카타인 것 같은데 인도를 한번 가보고 그 단식을 하면서 그 영감을 얻고 나도 이제 영적인 깨달음들을 이제 얻었으니까 필리핀에 다시 데려가서 에덴을 꾸며야 되겠다. 그래서 언제를 한 건지는 모르겠지만 담배도 피고 술도 마시고 여자도 좋아했고 그 부인이 7명이었고 이런 좀 이게 뭐지 하는 부분들이 많았는데 언제 그 몸을 정화했는지 이거를 정화하고 나서 또 이거를 다시 했는지 이건 잘 모르겠지만
음,
어 이런 이야기들도 있었지. 그러니까 식당을 가고 식당에서 그러니까 막 버스 탈 때도 막 돈 안 내고 어디서 돈이 막 마술처럼 나오고 막 식당 가서 그, 그 이제 계산을 해야 되는데 그 음식을 많이 사놓은 상태에서 그냥 종이에 한 장 써놓고 이따가 뭐 내겠다 아니면 뭐 이상한 그냥 사기 거의 사기 수준으로 넘어가고 그 다음에 그 사람이 막 욕을 하니까 그 저주를 걸었어. 이 사람이 저준지 아니면 원래 일어나려고 한 건지는 모르겠지만 여기에 재료들은 안 쓰여지고 다 썩을 거다. 왜냐면 사람들이 너무 여기서 안 먹을 거다. 근데 그 사람이 와서 마이놈을 죽이려 그래. 총으로 쏴 죽이려 그랬던 것 같아. 총이 안 돼.
어,
그래서 죽이려고 하는데 못 죽여. 그래서 마일럼이 이 사람한테 너는 이제 여기 와서 나를 위해서 음식을 만들어 줄 거다고. 그래서 그 음식을 먹어. 그 음식을 먹고 나서 와, 이 음식 참 맛있다고. 너 이제 식당 대박 나고 재료들이 안 남을 거다고. 그래서 돌아가서 딱 그렇게 돼. 그러니까 이런 이야기들이 수백 개야. 그러니까 이건 한 가지 내가 기억하는 그 어떤 노인한테 들은 이야기야. 그러니까 이런 식으로 해가지고 이 사람은 약간 장난꾸러기인 것처럼 느껴지고 그리고 우리 그러니까 이 사람 딸내미의 남편이 어렸을 때 이 사람이 무서웠대. 이 마일런 박사가. 왜냐면 지나가면 막 일을 시켜. 에덴을 위해서 뭔가를 해야 돼. 뭔지는 모르겠어. 아마 막 풀 뽑거나 뭐 나무를 심거나 뭔가를 해야 돼. 그러니까 이 사람을 무서워했어. 그리고 많은 마을 사람들이 좀 무서워했겠지. 왜냐면 이 사람은 약간 생각을 읽을 수가 있었거든. 그러니까 사람이 어떻게 보면 투명했지, 이 사람한테. 그러니까 요런 좀 초능력적인 게 많았지. 그 어느 정도까지
네,
어,
뭐 자식들도 있었고 했는데 좀 이거를 모르겠네. 그 아무도 안
모두
따라왔나?
실천을 못했어, 사람들이. 그러니까 이런 움직임과 이 마을이 약간 그런 심리적인 부분에서 무너지면서 그 유지를 못한 거지. 그러니까 지금 제 유지를 잘하는 사람이 유일하게 내 친구 집이 7년 동안 생식, 거의 과일 위주로, 코코넛하고 과일 위주로. 그 다음에 샌디 이거를 많이 알고 있고 그 자기도 생식을 하고 싶어 하는데 좀 그 생식할 게 부족하니까 이제 막 좀 시도를 하기 시작하는. 그 다음에 그 가족들은 이 예언에 대해서 많이 알고 있고 다들 언젠간 여기 다시 돌아와서 에덴을 꾸미고 싶다는 것을 생각하고 있고 도시에 나가 있어도 약간 그 정도이지. 그다음에 주변 마을 사람들은 어떤 사람들은 되게 마일름을 잘 기억하고 어떤 사람들은 되게 안 기억하고.
그 아나스타시아 책 보면 이제
어,
어 1권이 나오고 2권에서 이런 내용이 나오거든. 1권을 읽고 막 전 세계 막 정보기관이 찾아가고 막 남자들이 이 마녀를 잡으려 하고 그
어,
정보기관은 막 intelligence, CIA 이런 애들 그 막 남자들은 얘를 겁탈하려 하고 like raping 막 근데 걔네가 이제 막 다 의식을 잃는단 말이야. 그러니까
어,
그 땅의 조화가 허락하지 않았다 뭐 이런 식으로 나는 봤는데 너가 이제 그 마일롬이 총이 작동을 안 했다 했잖아.
뭐가 작동하니까?
그 총 그
어,
레스토랑 사장이 막 총 쏠라 하니까
어,
내가 지금 뭘 말하고 싶냐 하면 이게 음 우리 크리스 맨리 막 인터뷰할 때 얘가 막 윙첸 막
윈첸?
지금
아,
대화 괜찮?
윈첸. 어, 그 막 슈퍼파워. 어.
막 그냥 손대지 않고 약간 뭐 의식만으로 사람들이 들고 그러니까 이게 뭔 말하고 싶냐면 우리가 줌 하기 전에 지금 통화 괜찮아? 주변에 사람들
지금 아기가 주변에서 놀고 있네.
어
얘네 둘 다 넣어버려야 되겠다. 지금 문 뒤에 그냥 밀어버렸어. 그러니까 여기
네.
난 그게 너무 좋은 거야. You know, I should say this in English too, but it's the kids, it's the community, it's like everyone, even if they're not in the higher consciousness, just being a part of a larger family that's not just your family feels so good. 그러니까 한국말로 하자면 이 그냥 공동체의 느낌? 그러니까 나는
음,
막 공산주의 막 이런 사람도 아닌데 그냥 같이 할 수 있고 마을이랑 있고 그냥 주변 애들이랑 장난치고 이럴 수 있는 게 너무 더 뭔가 살고 싶어져. 그리고 약간 에고를 좀 낮춰주는 것 같아. 아니 물론 에고를 활성화는 아직 하고 있지만 약간 에고에 좀 쓸데없는 생각들이 줄어드는 것 같아.
음.
가족이랑 있으면 그런 큰 가족.
그러게 이게 참 한국식의 다 돈으로 관계 맺는 도시에 이런 거랑 좀 다르게 마을이 좀 살아있나 보네.
그러니까 그리고 항상 막
귀여워라.
개들도 주변에 있고 막 그냥 너무 재밌어 나는.
너가
그러니까
너가 그 너가 약간 키운다는 개야, 걔가?
아니야 얘는 훨씬 오래된 개야. 내가 키우는 개는 자꾸 화식 먹으러 도망가.
아무튼 내가 아까 하던 얘기가 뭐였냐면 그래서
어,
그 크리스도 막 윙쉔 막 얘기하고
어,
우리가 줌 키기 전에 막 필리핀 군대 얘기하고 뭐 중국이랑 사이 안 좋고 그런 얘기했잖아. 그-
어.
그러니까 우리가 무슨 마을을 만들어도 뭐랄까 주류 시스템은 계속 무기를 만들고 전쟁을 하고 막 나중에는 우리 땅을 뺏으러 올 수도 있고
근데 마힐롬의 말로는 이게 다 틀릴 수도 있지만 마힐롬의 말로는 여기는 항상 보호돼 있을 거래. 그리고 전쟁이 일어나도 우리가 이길 거래. 초능력으로.
그니까 그 뭐 우리가 막 총을 구해가지고 막 우리 마을을 지키기 위해서 폭력에 폭력으로 대항하고 이럴 필요 없이
그것까지는 안 될
뭔가
것 같아.
뭔가 의식 모르겠네. 우리가 특정한 시기가 되면 의식을 통해서 막 물질로 우리 공격하려는 사람을 제압하게 될 수도 있지 않을까. 약간
아직까지는 그럴 필요가 없을 것 같지만 나는 항상 준비돼 있지. 난 카타나도 있어 여기.
아무튼
나는 약간
그래서
그래야 되는 것 같아. It's better to be a gardener or better to be a samurai in the garden than a gardener in a war.
Gardener in the War. 아,
Yeah.
오케이.
그러니까 식물을 키우는 사람이 전쟁을 가는 것보다 그 사무라이가 그 이 강원으로 들어오는 게 맞는 길이 아닐까. 그러니까 뭔가 좀 항상 준비가 돼 있지만 평화를 평화한테 의존하는.
그러니까 이게 내 직관적으로는 나는 이제 모르겠네. 유진이 너는 막 메인스트림 뉴스나 이런 거에 별로 관심이 없을 것 같은데
관심 없지만 항상 막 약간 반박하면서 그런 거 하지. 이거는 쓸데없다 이런 느낌으로.
하긴 너도 그때 막 뭐 비트코인 뭐 우리 그때 같이 한국에서 만났을 때 뭐 은이나 여러 얘기도 했잖아. 그 머니
어,
시스템. 근데 나도 팔로우를 좀 하는데 지금 메인스트림 시스템은 그냥 암덩어리처럼 계속
맞아.
땅에서 계속 커지고 있으니까
돈 자체가 그런 것 같아, 지금. 더 빌려야 되고, 더 만들어야 되고, 인플레이션은 올라가고, 그냥 끝이 없어, 이거는.
그래서 지금 마르쿠스는 그냥 저기 잠시만 나 말하는 게 유튜브에 채팅 하나만 남기고
어,
그 걔 마르쿠스는 라틴 아메리카 깊은 숲으로 들어가려 하고 그
어,
부족이랑 우리 그때 인터뷰했을 때 막 뭐 케냐에 있는 애도 있고 러시아에 있는 애도 있고 아나스타시아는 뭐 러시아 타이가 깊은 숲에 있을 텐데 약간 머지않아 선택을 해야 될 때가 뭔가 올 것 같아. 약간 좀 시스템 밖에서 큰 땅에서 좀 약간 세상이 망해도 너가 말한 것처럼 약간 우리의 마을 좀
나도 항상 이걸 꿈꿨어, 동규.
이게 세상은 망하도록 설계돼 있고 망할 것 같고
그니까,
전,
그니까.
전쟁하고
그러니까 우리도 막 돈을 무서워하는 것보다 돈도 벌면서 그 시스템에서 필요한 것도 사면서 약간 유연하게 그 시스템이 무너져도 살 수 있는 그런 시스템을 만드는 게 최고의 방법인 것 같아. 그리고 그 사람들을 모을 때 그냥 아무 사람이 아니라 이 목적이 영성과 그 사람의 몸을 정화시키는 사람들을 모으는 거지. 그거를 뭐 완전 실천을 할 필요는 없어도 그 다른 사람 실천하는 걸 방해하지 않는 사람들.
그러게 막상 진짜 마을이 만들어지고 나도 거기 가고 하면 뭐 어느 정도로 할지 나는 약간 아마 마을을 만들어도 진짜 autonomous people 얘네랑 만들 것 같아. 지금 얘기를 하고 있고 뭐 그 좀 fasting이나 raw food 이게 약간 core value of the tribe 이런 느낌으로
그러니까.
그 음,
그러니까 벌써 그게 여기야. 근데 그냥 여기 사람들 실천이 부족한 것뿐이야. 근데 그 개념과 그 배워왔던 가르침들은 다 그렇게 얘기하고 있어.
음, 음,
그러니까 신이 신처럼 될 것이면 그러면 음식을 내려놔야 된다.
음. 그래요. 지금 유튜브에 잠시만. 지금까지 뭐 얘기했던 거 그래도 한국어로 대충 얘기를 많이 한 것 같고 뭐 하나하나 다 할 순 없고 어, 지금 거의 2시간 얘기를 했는데 일단은 나는 이 유튜브 라이브도 그렇고 이거를 스타트한 게 되게 좋았던 것 같아. 이렇게 앞으로 몇 번 좀 친구들이랑 하면 좋을 것 같고 약간 좀 프리테리언 막 그 에콰도르도 그렇고 막 마을 몇 개 있는 것 같더라고. 그 걔네들이랑 또 라이브도 좀 해도 좋을 것 같고 아무튼 너 내일 4시에 그러니까 필리핀 시간 오후 2시에 들어올 수 있어 줌?
아마 들어올 수 있을 거야.
그
아,
아키야마
아마 들어올 수 있을 거야. 여기
그
형이 나 지금 의자를 줬어.
누군데?
여기 조펫도 지비의 형이야. 그러니까 마힐럼의 grandson, 마힐럼의 그 손자.
아,
와. 그래서 나는 주빛 보고 마우이라 불러. Have you ever seen 모아나?
Moana?
뭐 하나?
Alicia?
모아나에서 주인공 main
아,
character.
아,
근데
마-
주빛이 되게 커. He's a very big guy, but he can go up trees easily. 나무 쉽게 타.
매-
Maybe he will come eventually. This is Dongyu, my friend, and he will try to bring like breatharian and very high consciousness people here. I tell him Mahilom already talk about it, so yeah,
Papa Mahilom already did.
already did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
음, 그래요.
Predict
아무튼,
that some foreigner will come.
지금 쭈빛이 얘기하고 있는데
Mm.
그 벌써 예언을 했대. 외국인들이 올 거라는 것을.
즉, 영어를 쓰는 거야? 뭐,
어,
한, 약간, 얘네 영어도 좀 따갈로그랑 섞이고 말려나?
따글로가 아니고 여기는 일롱고 or 일리가이논.
어,
그러니까 여기도 엄청 복잡해 언어들이. 그래서 영어를 배우는 게 제일 좋지. 여기에서 있을 거면 거의 기본적인 사람은 그 기본적인 영어를 쓸 수 있으니까 여기 있으면.
필리핀 애들 전체가 따갈로그를 하는 건 아니야? 공용어가 아니야?
맞아. 그러니까 많은 사람들이 따갈로그를 해. 근데 저빛, what percentage of people cannot speak Tagalog here?
What?
What percentage of people that live in Negros cannot speak Tagalog?
Pure Ilonggo?
No, like cannot speak Tagalog.
Cannot speak Tagalog.
50%, 20%
No, more than. It's like maybe 20%.
cannot speak Tagalog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only 20%.
20%.
Yeah.
어,
Uh, most of
20%가
that is older.
older. 그러니까
Yeah,
나이 든
older, but
사람이
the younger
learn in school.
generation, yeah.
오케이. 그러니까 그 어린애들은 따갈록 표준어, 여기 표준어라고 하나? 그거를 80%할 수 있고 되게 나이 많은 사람들이 그 나머지 그 20%는 나이 많은 사람들이 많고 따갈로그를 못해. 그리고 영어는 한 50%인 것 같아. I would say about 50 people here you can speak to them in English, right?
Yeah,
50%? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
More or more.
Or more, yeah. 더 많을 수도 있고.
결혼한 거야? 몇 살이야? 애기 있네.
He's asking how old is your baby?
My baby is only 2.
Only 2.
Yeah.
But I won't show too much because YouTube doesn't like kids. 어,
진짜?
그 애기 컨텐츠만 찍으면 몰라도 이렇게 가끔씩 나오면 막 센스할 때도 있고 그래. 특히 막 얘 옷도 제대로 안 입고 그러니까.
아, 진짜?
My favorite is coconut in the morning.
오케이. 애기가 코코넛이 최고래. 아침에. 너무
아,
귀여워. 얘 자야라는 애인데 애니메이션 캐릭터 같아.
어.
제일 귀여운 여자애야. 내가 본 중에서.
그러니까
그러나
애기가 옷을 입고 있어도 유튜브가 막 센서할 때가 있어?
나는 그런 것 같아. 나는 항상 성인이 아닌 애가 나오면 한 50% 확률로 그 조회수가 확 떨어져. 그냥 막 10밖에 안 나올 때가 있어.
신기하네. 그래, 유진아,
근데 이렇게
나,
어떤 콘텐츠는 막 애만 찍은데 바이럴 나올 때도 있고. 그러니까 이상해.
낮에 이제 뭐 한번 마을 보여주거나, 그러니까 그러면 마을 대부분에서 인터넷이 되기는 하는 거야?
그러니까 지금 인터넷을 약간 바꾸려 그래. 지금 스타링크가 들어와 있고 내가 스타링크 중간 지점에 들어와 있는 거야. 그래서 인터넷이
음,
이제 잘 터지지. 근데 좀 그 옆에 집으로 가면 스타링크를 끌고 그쪽까지 가니까 조금 떨어지고. 근데 지금
음,
스타링크에서 포인트를 바꾸려 그래. 저쪽에서 위성인가? 그 무슨 새틀라이트로 여기에 발사하려 그래. 그럼 그거를 받아가지고 이제 바꾸려 그래 시스템을.
음.
스타링크가 좀 비싸가지고.
그리고 낮에 한번 약간 숙소나 이런 것도 한번 보여주고
어,
겸사겸사 한번 또 중컬 해도 좋을 것 같고
어,
아무튼 내일 이제 앞으로 엄청 줌콜 많이 할 것 같아. 내일
괜찮아.
뭐 너랑 또 자주 해도 좋고 내일은 일본 아키야마, 모레는 위시 로열 또 그 다음 날은 뭐 러시아 애들 이렇게 막 많이 할 것 같거든. 그러니까 뭐 기회 되면 너도 자주 놀러 오고
그래요.
그, 이렇게 얘기를 나눕시다.
감사합니다, 동규.
그래. 일단 너 이거 뭐 라이브 스트림은 그대로 올라가니까 줌 녹화는 약간 좀 뭐 편집해서 한국어 채널에만 올리거나 뭐 어쨌든 클립 좀 만들거나 해야겠다. 재밌었어.
오케이. 감사합니다. 그 한국 버전은 몰라도 영어 버전을 편집하면 나 보내주라. 나도 올리게.
그러니까 한국어만 그냥 지워서 영어만 나오는 걸로 어, 하나.
아니, 그러니까 뭐 둘 다 올려도 되긴 한데 나는 거의 다 영어로 보니까 사람들이.
음, 그래. 보내줄게.
감사합니다.
알겠어. 그래, 잘 쉬고 나도 요새 하루에 한 30km씩 걷고 뛰고 하려고 하고 있거든.
우와. 오.
그 되게 약간 좀 my practice 약간 이쪽으로 좀 굳어지는 것 같아. 이 그 러시아 애들이랑 교류하면서 이 움직임이 주는 에너지가 너무 좋아서 우선은
음.
그래서 이게 마을을 만들어도 좀 뛰고 막 이렇게 운동할 수 있는 데도 같이 만들면 좋을 것 같아.
여기 산 쪽으로 뛰어 올라가도 되지. 근데 이제 비가 올 때는 조금 진흙이 있지. 근데 진흙 상관없이 맨발 막 황터 걷고 있으면 상관없지. 근데, 근데 여긴 좋은 게 이렇게 장난칠 때가 많으니까 되게 좋은 것 같아. 그렇게 막 뛰고 놀기에는. 아, 그리고 강도 있어, 여기에. 근데 이제 물이 엄청 깨끗하지 않아. 근데 도시물보다는 훨씬 깨끗하지. 그냥 위에서 막 농사도 하고, 뭐, 카라바오도 지나가고 그러니까 그런 건데. 여기에서 5분, 10분 거리 가면 산 계곡에 갈 수가 있으니까 물이 완전 맑아.
그
근데
7월 드라이 시즌 말고 그러면 웻 시즌이 있고 레이니 시즌 필리핀도 레이니 시즌 있지 않나?
레이시는
12월.
있어. 글쎄, 언젠지 잘 모르겠지만 한 그쯤 되나? 11월, 12월에서 뭐 2월 초까지인가? 근데 어쨌든 비 올 때는 조금 그렇게 그러니까 움직이는 게 좀 더 어려워져. 근데 뭐 그냥 러닝 할 거면 뭐 상관없겠지? 뭐 비 맞으면서.
음, 그래 그래. 아무튼 여기까지 오늘 얘기하고
그래요.
우리 지금 거의 2시간 넘겼고 내일 내가 링크 줄 테니까 시간 되면 들어오고
알겠습니다.
합시다. 잘 쉬시고.
감사합니다. 들어가시고.
아, 그래, 쉬어. 안녕.